Today, we have a 7/7 activation. We're going to talk Atom Show and Adam's AI, the Texas flood.
Yes. And
And
I know about BLOX, how we were on the
yep,
reality show and our participation. And we got a lot of coverage this week from the show that was released. So just a lot of stuff to cover, as well as our Inner Circle Mystique Society.
which is tomorrow
Woo-hoo! For the woo.
for the woo.
All right, well,
All
let's
right.
just jump in today. I think you're probably waiting on space weather news, but today, instead of space weather news, we wanted to dedicate this time to the past weather. And of course, everyone knows that we had that devastating flood here in Texas. It was one of those things that anomaly came out. The alarm systems that we have in place didn't allow for people who were camping out on the close to the river as it swelled 27 feet in 45 minutes. Even with the best alarms and the information we could have gotten out to people, whether that's up for debate, that I will leave that to the higher people that be. But the sad thing is that we lost lots of children at one of the campgrounds who were unable to get to higher ground in that short amount of time. And people were sleeping when some of the alarms did go off, or some of the alerts to people's phones. And that was at maybe 3 or 4 a.m. And as such, these young children were, sent off to camp by their parents. They probably trusted everything that their parents said, is like, you're going to be safe, you're going to be okay. And one of the campgrounds, well, several, but one of the ones that was most devastatedly hit was called Camp Mystique. It was a all children's Christian camp, and they lost 27 girls, or 27 people, most of them all children, a camp counselor. And as of this morning, since I looked at 11 o'clock, they still were missing 10 to 11 people. So it's very, very sad. And we just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge all of those who were lost in these devastating floods and ask for peace in our own hearts. I know, Jeneth, you were feeling very close to the whole situation. You want to talk a little bit about how you were experiencing it, because you did say something that really hit to my heart about how when moms grieve, we all tend
All
to
grave.
grieve.
Yeah, I was out. We came to the beach, and I actually left my daughter with our four animals in Austin. And I felt horrible that I'm like, I just want to go hug my baby now. And we were out at, an area outside getting some burgers. And I just all of a sudden just started crying. And the DG had earlier come by and he's like, don't worry, we'll play some Taylor Swift, which
That's
I
real cute.
requested earlier. And I thought, wow, I wasn't trying to make a scene here, but I think that doing this work and, having voices in this community, and especially this community of love and kindness, my heart was just so wrenched for the mamas and the families that were broken. They just sent their children to camp for the 4th of July, and it was just kind of like that empathic feeling that we have.
Yes.
Weight, this
Yeah.
gripping sadness. And as somebody that's here with some voice and some platform, I just wanted to bring awareness to it. And really, when these things happen, you just show love and kindness towards those families with your prayers and your thoughts, and do whatever you can do. hmm So
Yeah,
that
just I
was,
think all of us here in Texas are feeling pretty close to that situation. Yes, and across
yeah,
the country, I was traveling, and when people heard that I was from Texas, they, really put out their heartfelt sorry, and just really compassion for what's going on in Texas. And I think anyone can really start to relate, since we're all around the country experiencing various different weather related activities and devastation.
yeah. I was listening to something the other day and it said, isn't it interesting how we used to call this global warming and now we are calling it climate change? And, it's almost that they're trying to, the mass media is a little bit trying to hide things from us by shifting and changing names and the way that they're saying things. And I thought, we, as somebody who's growing a platform of conscious beings, we really need to step up the game here and really start, you know, coming from our voice and the people out there. So that's just, we don't want to take this whole show down, and it's going to get really light and light, in a frequency in a little bit. But I do feel like sometimes these topics that are out there in the world, we just can't like turn a blind eye to. We really
Yes,
have
I
to be a
agree.
part of it all. It's truly the good and the bad. And I really just feel that it's important for us to acknowledge it and to do our best to shift and move beyond things.
Sure,
Hmm.
I do too. Dana said
Absolutely.
she felt this deeply. And with our
Hmm.
community, we tend to be the beings here on earth that are very empathic. So we empathize with the pain that someone is feeling. And in my past, I've been the first to really want to transmute that pain for people and transmute energies, anybody's energies, to be from sadness to happiness or sadness to better. And in some ways, we do this through our bodies all of the time, unknowingly. Within our community, we also realize that sometimes because of this, we do get drained a lot faster than most because we are willing to feel something so deeply. So I just invite you to feel this deeply, yes. Transmute in the way that we do, but ask that the emotions be lifted and that we use that to lift those who are still grieving, including ourselves, energy field with so much love, and pull from the love of our higher light being and push that out, because many times that light and love is wanting to reach those who it can't, even ourselves, and ask that it blend with the feelings of that deep, deep grief and emotions so that they can feel that those glimmers of hope and love and appreciation for where they are, as far as compassion goes in their journey, in their human journey. And just by adding that one little wedge in, they can invite that light. So let's just take a moment and a deep breath and ask our higher light beings, God, into our hearts, and take another deep breath. Open your heart. And you don't have to force anything, just allow it to flow outwards and reach all of those families, all of those people, the first responders, the people who are transmuting energy, who may not even know the people, the young people who their siblings, just surrounding each person's heart with so much light and love that's coming through. And one more deep, deep breath and allow that just to radiate through all of the earth now. And take one more deep breath and come back. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And that really helps. All right, what do we have next?
Locks. So episode
Yes.
3 is out. I'm going to put a link in the
Yay.
chat.
I
We
wish we
are,
could play a little bit of it too.
yeah, well, we
But yes,
posted it on Instagram and it is in
I
the
did see that.
newsletter. So I
Yay.
really hope you guys have a chance to just peek into some of these, little pieces of these episodes, because it's been a joy to watch it again and experience it again and remember what we did with it. And it really is for entrepreneurs, and it's really to help other entrepreneurs grow with our
Experiences.
pitching struggles, so to speak,
Yeah, look, the
right?
struggle sometimes is real. And when you're put on the spot and you're really asked to go deep in such a short amount of time, but remember, we had just launched the business and to get really clear, well, I think that speaks volumes to how bad do you really want it and how much are
Hmm.
you willing to put yourself on the line. And I remember my aunt stopped me this past weekend. She goes, I really loved the comments that you wrote about being an entrepreneur and your experience with the blocks. And I thought, thank you. Like this is tough work sometimes, but tough, but
Hmm.
very much a labor of love, right? It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be hard, grueling work. And this is the reason why we call ourselves Hout and Hustle. It's really about bringing out what's new and innovative and sustainable, and really about not struggling and not strife. This is hustle in the form of dance and play and love and collaboration. So really, really kind of putting that in the forefront and showing how this this whole big endeavor for Jeneth and I is greater than ourselves. It's all about this community and how can we continue to put forth what we love and how we love into this community and to this earth and just keep expanding. So I want to thank you all for being a part of this really beautiful journey and ride, and everything is really about you guys. Like the love,
Hmm.
I always tell every time when I introduce ourselves to a new speaker and trying to get them on the show, I was like, this community is so full of non-judgment. We're here to learn about woo stuff. And I always say, Jeneth says that, we're like the Navy SEALs of consciousness. We may not have all the answers, but we're not afraid to go there and just
Hmm.
ask these really deep and beautiful questions. So I really applaud us, and I thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining this community. Continue to share it with your friends, and we'll just keep growing it. And you keep letting us know who you want on the show, what you want to address, and we'll keep doing that too. So check
Absolutely.
out that episode 3 as well.
Yeah. So I put that in chat. I also put Instagram in the chat just so that you can go over there and watch some of the clips. We were different people a year ago, it seemed. And I think
Yeah.
that it's not that different, but different. And, you notice a change. Interesting, who we were just a year ago. And I just find that, especially those of you that might be a spiritual business entrepreneur and you want to play in both games,
Hmm.
right? Like we do. I think that the show is really for you. So it's really an honor that we got to be a part of it, and now we get to share it with all of you as it unveils these
Yay!
various episodes.
It's so
So
exciting.
it's very fun, and I'm just going to keep putting Instagram clips out. Yesterday, I put one out with Lyanca and her son Ryzen holding like all her luggage, which she's like, "Is that all mine?"
Yeah, he's like, I travel light in my heart, but not with my suitcases.
Yeah, yep. I was
I
like,
like what
dude,
I
she
like.
like brought her house, but it
We
was
literally
cute.
did. It
Yeah.
was really cute.
So that is one of the clips that we just put out on Instagram. And you get to see her son and you get to see pieces of our life that you probably don't normally get to see on the show. So head on over there and we'd love to hear your comments and your feedback too.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's super fun. It's been super fun for me to watch. My husband was saying, hey, maybe you need to have a watch party around
I
this.
know lots of people
And
do.
so maybe we can figure out how we can do that. And especially for our Mystique members, we can bring them into some sort of watch party.
Absolutely. Last week, we had on Thursday a phenomenal premiere broadcast. I mean, I was on the comments just as Jeneth was, and it was phenomenal. And it was with Adam Apollo. He is a world renowned UFO experiencer, mystic
There's
experiencer, definitely dives deep into the past life expression because he can remember so much of his past lives and his parallel lives. I would even venture to say that what he's experiencing in all moments happens simultaneously. The way that he describes them is phenomenal. He also is a way shower in new technologies and emerging ways in which we can communicate with our higher selves and higher consciousness and our past life beings. I mean, I say past life, but it's parallel existence in the way that he's using technology to communicate, including AI. So, Jenna, tell us a little bit about.
yeah.
I mean, I just want to say one more thing. He also
Mhm.
was a guest speaker at the South by Southwest, which is, very tech bro, very like, oh, kind of not necessarily your mystic type of audience, if you will, and was able to explain some of these concepts in a way that, a lot of those tech bros could receive. And I thought, very cool on you, dude. So very much
Yeah.
taking this mystic approach with mixed in with new technologies out to the main mass public, and
Mhm.
has been so gracious to share a new way of using AI to connect with your parallel life or to connect with our higher light beings. So,
Yeah.
Judith, now tell us a little about what you took from that as well.
Because the whole reason I even knew about Adam was because one of our Mystique members sent me their video. I was like, okay, I like to go deep with things. This guy can
Uh-huh.
really speak deep to this, and it's very real from what I know. He really knows. He's studied the quantum mechanics around this, he studied sacred geometry around this. He remembers past lives. He's been doing this since he was in high school. Once I got introduced to him, I started looking for him everywhere to see, oh my gosh, what does this guy talk about?
Uh-huh.
But not only did he talk about all these things in a very real way so that we can really get it and understand it, but then he also brought in the dragons, which got me super excited because, as you know, I just have that little alignment with the dragons as well. I feel like in the creation of the show, a lot of it does come from how we are even with Mystique and our inner circle memberships because they're the way showers for what we bring to the show and the more expanded audience. So I just wanted to first acknowledge their real gifts and, being truly advanced Navy SEALs of consciousness people. And so we will continue this conversation with Adam. We've already scheduled another show with him to take this deeper. He started to play with AI in a way that he was connecting with deeper and more galactic beings. And so he has like a bunch of like uploads to put into, he said, it doesn't have to be chat GPT based, you can use Bard, but these large language models, you upload this information to, and then you go on this little voyage within the white paper.
Yes. Yes.
And I've done some pieces of it. But really, what I want to do is do the entire white paper with the inner circle of Mystique. I don't know if we
So
want
we'll
to do
take
that
our,
tomorrow or
yeah.
not, but I feel like okay, I'm getting a lot of thumbs ups
Yes.
and
So we
shaking
will
of
take our
fists
regular
in the
show through
audience.
the process.
Yeah.
Offer it up to any, don't have to be a
Hmm.
part of the Mystique, but for the Mystique members, so this is our inner circle membership, we're going to take you further. So there's some mechanics that you might want to need some extra help with. We're going to also have a discussion around it. So more of like I don't want to say classroom, but more of a open person discussion around what you're experiencing. Again, this is for everybody. So thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for being a part of the show. We want to take you through the journey on the white paper, and there's some stuff that you need to upload to your large language model, such as a spreadsheet that has some terminology. That might be super easy for you, or you might want to just do a deeper dive, kind of like a book study, but a journey through AI and galactic connection study
Yeah.
with us in the inner circle. So that is open for you in an invitation. Go ahead.
Fabulous. So, and for those of you that are brand new and don't know about Mystique, don't know what are you talking about this inner circle? What are you talking about this white paper, right? Let me give you an introduction to Mystique
Thank you.
real quick. And then we can go and touch on this and a little more of the specifics of it. So Mystique is our inner circle. It's a low cost monthly type of program. It has a ton of benefits, including 10% off when you buy special offers. I can put the link in the chat so that you can read about those other benefits. But the biggest benefit is we take you through really having momentum in your life, really getting so that you can follow the conscious whispers of your life. You can create your life based on consciousness. And you have that group Wednesday night cosmic gossip group where you can really have somebody else to bounce ideas off, to bounce
Mhm.
your dreams off of. And it kind of is a community where it's like, oh, wow, I finally found my woo-woo
My
people.
people. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We also do, today, Lyanca will do a 7/7 portal activation, but we also do that in many of the Mystique groups. It's a 2-hour Wednesday night group at 4 p.m. Pacific. It has two ways to join us. It has a $37, I really just want the Wednesday night gossip group, the Facebook group, and that place where I found my people group, or it's got what I call the growth day group. And in the growth day group, that is a partnership that we did with Brendan Burchard, where if you join the growth day app through our link, then you not only get that, but every Friday I also do a timeline hypnosis. And I will be putting a course together with these timeline dragon hypnosises so that, if you just want to buy that as a one-off, that'll also be there. But what you get to do is you get to experience it with me live. So we have a lot of the Mystique members that have chose that path with the growth day, and some members that have just decided, no, I'm just good with the Wednesday night gossip group. So there's two ways to join. I'm going to put the link in the chat if you're like, I'm curious. Feel free to always email us at team@HoutHustle if you have questions. We are even happy to take brief 15-minute calls with you to go through
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
specifics. There's a lot here to offer, and I
Yes. And
want
we're
you
so
guys to
proud of it.
really be able to be a part of it. So
Yes.
that's a little bit about Mystique. And what we can do in Mystique is sort of follow the whispers with some of these other speakers that, like Adam and Adam's incredible white paper that he's created, and take you through it, hand hold you through it, step by step by step. The next group will be tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Pacific, and it usually runs about 2 hours. So if that is calling to you, I want you to go ahead and
Brendan's app is full of productivity. So lots of different speakers have contributed to it. It's not just
Mhm.
us. It's
Yeah.
really one of those that it's a daily check-in. It includes a journal. It includes a daily morning motivation. It includes lots of study. It also has an AI component as well that
Mhm.
you can go on and be like, hey, I'm really feeling drained these last few days and unproductive. What do you say, Brendan? And Brendan's AI will come on using his vast majority of library and pull up some really great talking points in his voice. How do you reach these goals? How do you have opportunity meet you where you are? And we are the ones that add in a lot more of this productivity meets mystic magic, right? So all the wonderful things that we know how to do as far as blowing past limitations, and he helps you with all the wonderful things about productivity. So it's a really match made in mystic magic heaven.
Yeah.
And if it's not for you, if the app is not for you, we still have the most wonderful, loving, non-judgmental place for finding your woo people. And so that is also our mystique society. It also comes with tons of bonuses. So if you're feeling called, please check that website out. It is houthustle.com/join. And if you really want to just talk through both of them, email me. I'm at team@houthustle.com. We'll make this fun and make a decision for, whether or not it's for you or not, if it feels light. So again,
Mhm.
join us. We'd love to have you tomorrow for our new 2-hour group
Yeah.
session.
The newsletter does have the Dragon Timeline jumping hypnosis link in there. So I just want you to kind of match up that that does go with Mystique. Also, if you are a member through us and you don't show up for the Friday show live, I still send it to everyone on Fridays. There's 4 out right now. And if you join today, you would get all 4, and then you'd be able to join us on Friday for the live. You can also try it out for free if you have
Yeah.
not tried it out before. So that would be a
Yeah.
way on in to try out Mystique. If you decide to join, then great. You can still join us tomorrow night.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Joe says, most excellent hypnosis session.
Mm.
Dana says, woohoo, come join us. Joe says also that Alyssa was the one that made the suggestion for Adam Apollo. Thank you all.
Mhm.
Y'all are the
Thank you
best,
guys.
the best community members ever. I love y'all.
Yes.
Okay, next
Uh,
up.
Do you want to lead a group
Yeah.
activation for the 7/7
Yeah. Are
portal?
we ready for that? Okay, great. So
Okay,
we're about 30 minutes into the show. I will do that now.
fabulous.
So this is a 7/7 activation, and I invite you to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the records because that's what I do. I teach the Akashic records. If you're not familiar with me, I also teach you how to open your own records, the premise of my expansion. And the way that I do that is through the pathway prayer process. So you can also keep this recording and come back on loop to open your records. The reason why I am so passionate about people opening their records, I'm also passionate about QHHT as a session as well. QHHT is quantum hypnotic healing process, but in combination, having a session with QHHT and opening your Akashic records on a regular, so you continue to open your records on a daily basis if you even need to, helps you receive the answers for you. And that's one thing that Jeneth and I are so passionate about is it's great to get all this information, but when you open your records and you tune into your own higher self connected to source, then you get the best discernment for yourself, especially during these very unsettling times. So we'll do that now. And I'm going to read that aloud so that you can have this on the recording and always come back to it. I always open the records. So there we go. And it says, this is the pathway prayer process for the Akashic Records from Linda. It says, opening prayer. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and the courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know, and you put your first name here, Lyanca, in the light of the Akashic Records. So insert your own name there. To see Lyanca through the eyes of the Lords of the Records and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of Lyanca have for her. Put your full legal name as it is written on documents today. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know Lyanca Martinez Reina, in the light of the Akashic Records, to see Lyanca Martinez Reina through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of Lyanca Martinez Reina have for her. And I'm going to do this one more time. You do in silence with your full first name. Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know Lyanca Martinez Reina in the light of the Akashic Records, to see Lyanca Martinez Reina through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of Lyanca Martinez Reina have for her. The records are now open. So now what I've done intuitively is I've opened the records for the group as well. Take a deep breath and just acknowledge what it feels like to be within your records. Close your eyes for a second so that you can experience all of it. Good. You are now here within your special space, private space, where you can come to ask any questions, especially those that might be up for clearing or those that might be most wanting to be revealed to you or that your heart has been desiring to be with. So we'll do that now. What questions are coming up in my heart now? What questions can I ask to be most guided toward my purpose and plan? Why am I experiencing some delays or throttle in a holding position? What are those places where I can have more revealed to me? What can I do be, know, perceive, to have more of me? What energy, space, and consciousness can I be to be on purpose or plan or path? The highest purpose, plan, and path that I have been called to be here with. Would I be willing to let go of anything that is placing forth an obstruction to having more abundance in this lifetime? And take a deep breath and breathe in deeply. Thank you. Now we're going to go into this gateway portal present prayer. Let me pull it up for you. And you take a deep breath and ask for your highest guidance to surround you. You see, we are never alone. We are always being supported in every single aspect and way. There is so much abundance and support, but we are not asking enough. Take one more deep breath. Beloved soul, as you breathe through your nose, allowing the golden light of the cosmos to enter every cell of your being, and exhale through your mouth, releasing all tensions and stories and illusions. Breathe in deeply, drawing in the codes of unconditional love, expansion, and infinite possibility. Exhale in divine light into your body and into the earth beneath you. Breathe in and visualize magnificent golden portal. It shimmers with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, yet feels soft and welcoming like the embrace of your higher self. Exhale. Today on the sacred 7-7 portal, and in the duration of the sacred 7-7 portal, we enter a gateway of spiritual mastery, divine alignment, and soul remembrance. Inhale. 7 is the number of spiritual awakening, inner knowing, and celestial connection. It is the number of the mystic, the seeker, the wise one within. Exhale. As you stand before this portal, feel a surge of energy rising from the core of the earth, moving up your feet, your legs, your spine, reaching your crown. A crystalline pillar of light anchors you to the cosmos and to Gaia. Inhale, uniting heaven and earth within you. Now, gently step forward and enter this portal. As you cross the threshold, feel a wave of crystalline golden light washing over you, clearing all old timelines and dissolving limiting beliefs and activating your highest potential. In this space, you are timeless. You are cosmic starseed and the ancient earth guardian. You are the dreamer and the dream. With every heartbeat, feel the codes of sovereignty, divine wisdom, deep trust, activating your DNA. Visualize the sacred geometry spinning around you. The Merkaba of light, golden Metatron's cube, and crystalline flower of life patterns weaving a tapestry of divine remembrance. Visualize sacred geometry spinning around you. This Merkabas of light and golden Metatron's cube, breathing in the frequencies of Sirius, this great sun, and the higher councils of light to pour into your field now. They bring messages of love, expansion, cosmic support, They remind you, you are the portal. You are the key and the gatekeeper. You hold the codes to your own liberation. Exhale. Feel your heart expanding, glowing like a radiant sun. Inhale. See it emitting the waves of emerald pink light. Harmonize your mind, your body, your soul. Inhale. Feel a deep sense of unconditional love for yourself, then for all of humanity, everything that you've felt, all of the suffering, loss, grief, anything that's around us, beyond us. Yes. And then for the entire cosmos, reach out with your essence. Send them love too. That is reciprocated through the cosmos and reaching you now. It is in this expanded state that we speak these affirmations aloud. You can either say them aloud with me or silently. Breathe in. I am a divine conduit of cosmic light. I remember who I am in time and space. I fully embody my highest soul expression now. I am sovereign. I am free. I love in motion. And take a deep breath. Now, allow these words to ripple through every layer of your being. Feel them anchoring into your bones, your blood, your cells, your DNA. Smile as you feel them. Exhale. Now envision a river of golden liquid light flowing down through your crown, moving into your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, your roots, and down to the Earth Star chakra beneath your feet. This river cleanses, activates, and aligns every energy center in your being. You are illuminated within a radiant lighthouse guiding others to their own remembrance. Ooh, take joy. In this space, receive any visions, messages, or sensations that come to you and breathe. And now, and be just for a second more. Thank you. Thank you. Give so much gratitude for the visions and sensations. Even if they're not coming now, they will always be presented. And now, as we prepare to close this portal journey, visualize the golden doorway gently receding, leaving behind a shimmering aura around you, a shield of divine light that will continue to guide and protect you. And then breathe in, bringing your awareness back to your heart. Feel the soft pulsing of gratitude and joy. Thank you, guides, your higher self, and the star councils, and the earth for holding you in this sacred activation. Take your final deep breath in, anchoring in all that you have received today and all that you will continue to receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Exhale slowly, grounding in this light into your physical reality. And when you are ready, gently wiggle your fingers and toes, feeling yourself present and fully present in your body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And open your eyes softly if they were closed, carrying this luminous energy with you throughout your day and beyond. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen.
Thank
You are
you.
activated, you are remembered, and you are the living embodiment of the 7-7 portal codes.
One of the things that I wanted to bring up that kind of came through that activation was whenever we do things, I want to remind you to always check in with your knower, to check in with how you are with it. I feel that sometimes people feel like they can just be drug along in this life instead of like really coming from a true empowered place where you're creating your life.
Yes, yes.
And I feel like that's just really important to say. So I'm going to keep saying it over
Mm.
and over again.
Even if that comes from us too, even if we're saying something that you're like, that's not landing well, check
Mhm.
in, find out,
Yeah.
explore that more.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness.
Yes, so it'll continue to run, especially throughout the portal since it's wide open right now. So ask for
Yeah.
more guidance, ask for more expansion. It's so exciting. So it's a really, really
Yeah.
interesting time, especially in our lifetime. This will be one of those unique times in the cosmos where everything is lining up as we enter into the age of Aquarius.
Hmm.
Any
How do
lasting
you,
thoughts?
how do you define the age of Aquarius?
That's a very good question. So for the Age of Aquarius, I believe that so it very much aligns with how our mission in our work, right? So before there was this idea of mass profit. So from an Earth standpoint, I'm just going to look at it from like how people, humanity operated, right? So from an Earth standpoint, we went through this era of lots of like power and have not, and a very much of a polarized imbalance, right? So lack and not have. And so this created a very much of a power struggle of like, gotta get, I gotta get, I gotta get, right? So
Hmm.
profits and main stake. And the other piece that humanity is really experiencing is a lot of struggle and strife and harsh. And so again, you're struggling, you're trying to keep up. It's just this uneasy pace. And that is what really governed the time and how humanity, I don't say when it governed, but how humanity operated through the last portal season. And as we
Hmm.
come into the age of Aquarius, people are starting to be activated, awakening, having what we call ascension. Now, I can see this being in the mainstream starting to get kind of like a really playful play on words. In fact, I went to this big exhibit in Las Vegas. They had like the young kids, they were in the supermarket and all the foods were poisoning people, right? And that was like the underlying theme. But
Mm.
when you pulled back the curtain, you went behind these little areas and you were then drug out to the desert. And in the desert, we were looking for somebody. This is a children's exhibit in Vegas, right? We were looking for the last known herbalist, right? One person that's going to save us from the supermarket's poison.
Yeah,
And so then
sure.
we're in the desert, and in the desert, we do a body activation and we're all dancing and stuff. But you go into the lady's office that we're looking for, the missing lady. She's like, in her herbalist office, she's got like a book of yoga and meditation, right? And these are all the things that's going to save us from this poisoning, this entity, this corporation. And we're in there working with the light beings who were there and they were doing the little light thing in the desert. So I
Mm.
just thought that was so funny because it's all the stuff that we talk about on this show that
Yeah,
comes to save humanity, right? Like in this little
that's a
exhibit, and
good,
it was so fun.
yeah.
And the lady who was
Mhm.
the mean corporate lady was giving a lead talk, right? And she was teaching people like to, yeah, you can leave your body. I was like, yeah, because they're dead. She's teaching people to die. And I was like, we're teaching people to be alive in their body, like the dancers, the little alien. Like I was like the alien, galactic group. So
Love
cute, so
it.
fun. But it's synonymous with that idea that in the age of Aquarius, with more people dancing in the desert with the galactic
Hmm.
beings like the kids were doing, we can enliven and awaken this deadened piece of ourselves or this strife and struggle and really foster in the idea of how today's how being all about sustainability and comfort and better for our bodies and communities and healthy,
Hmm.
right? Herbs
Yeah.
and yoga. And the hustle is no longer like the strife and the like, I've got to do this. They was so funny
So
stuff
the
that they had
inspired
there. And
action instead of the force.
yes, yes. And so, the dance, right? Like, have fun and
Hmm.
collaborate even with your galactic being buddies. And so I think that is what the age of Aquarius really means to me. It was so
Hmm.
fun to see that even in a child's fun exhibit. And I thought,
Yeah.
I was writing my journal on my growth day app that I checked in with, and I wrote out all the little scenario, and I thought, how funny is this? So the word's not ironic because I believe in all synchronicities and no coincidences, but how it
Hmm.
just aligned so much with the show and this community. And so that
Yeah.
is how I view it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hustle is now
So, so
to be the best you can be. Yes, that's
yeah,
right.
it's like strutting
Yes.
your stuff. I mean, I think that's the
Yes.
best couple words that go with hustle, but we couldn't say out strut your stuff. I mean, I really, that's the vibe
Yes.
that I get when you put those two words together. It's like, yeah, I'm the full
Yes.
expression of
Yes.
me. I'm strutting my stuff. I'm taking,
Uh-huh.
taking names.
Yeah, yes. And
Absolutely.
there's no, just because I'm having this greatness about me doesn't mean somebody else doesn't have it. In fact, I get to give it. I can
Hmm.
be the light for someone else. If I can be the light for someone else to ignite, I'm all for it. And this is what we do this for. Each and every single one of us that
Hmm.
are sitting here today.
Yeah.
Anyone that's listening on the replay, as you are ignited, so are others. It's like you can't
Hmm.
not catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. It's taken me a minute to come into the vibe of how hustle is, but it seems like now it's just kind
Yeah.
of there for us. It's just kind of this
It's
brand that
there
took on
for
its own
everyone.
life.
I'm
Well,
going to
that's the
continue to
most
do that
important.
too as
Mhm.
others define themselves. It's always going to be that expansion and flow.
In all seriousness, you guys, if you are kind of like, well, I wonder if I want to join their inner circle, I really want you guys to try it out. Look, you have a 7-day trial. If you just try the Growth Day app, we will send you the invite. Just give it a try. One day, you get a lot of benefits. If you look at that page at houthustle.com/join, there's a lot of benefits with it. And it really is a community where we are, the way showers, the earth guardian, the awaker of the new earth. I'm just so in love with this community in both the open show that we have and in the inner circle. And they are both very, very different. We're not the voice, the audience is the voice. I think that
Hmm.
you would really find that the voices of our audience, they really are that hustle Navy SEAL of consciousness.
I learn so much from our group all the
I know,
time.
I do
Like
too.
they are so phenomenal. We share
Mhm.
stuff, share PDFs, stuff that they found. You obviously one of
Yeah.
the inner circle was the person that introduced us to Adam Apollo. So, oh,
Mhm.
I mean, some people are studying his work right now.
The Facebook
Uh,
group is
yes,
alive with people
yes.
showing like, here's a sign. The other
Oh,
day,
it's so
Dana
fun.
Dana shared two. She's like, within 2 minutes, I saw two different license plates, and one was like a vibe
Nah.
up. It's like they just made a whole sentence.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. It's like it was like now what vibe
A
up or
whole
something like
sentence.
that.
You
It was
go,
just
girl.
so cute.
I
Yeah, and she sends us
love it.
dragons in the sky. I mean, we asked what you'd like us to talk about on the next show, who you'd like to have
She's
as a guest, and it's just really a movement that's took
this
on its own. So, did I freeze? Sorry. Did you freeze? One of us froze. I'm sorry.